Tuesday night, work is done, can't go out, loo roll's gone, kettle's on, put your kettle on, pencil's out, news is off, got take out, spend all night with good friends, best friends, life drawing till the end. Get your sketchbooks out, everybody's drawing, that's what it's about. Quarantine is boring, get your sketchbooks out, lock down life drawing. Ooh! Ow. Get your sketchbooks out, everybody's drawing, that's what it's about.
It's what it's about.
Quarantine is boring.
Quite boring.
Get your sketchbooks out.
I got my sketchbook out.
Lock down life drawing.
Hello! Hi everyone. Hopefully audio's working. Brilliant. Amazing portraits from last week. I just want to say welcome. Well done last week if you sent in your work. Hope you're staying safe, hope you're well. Let's use this time to practice. Let's draw together. Let's get your sketchbooks out. Let's do this, okay? Let's have a look at the schedule. So, boom. Oh, all right. I can never remember what I've set. Contour drawing, fantastic. A really useful exercise for our training the eye. More about that later. Okay, then we're going to go on to some straight line exercises, sticking with the short poses. Then we're going to start using shapes to help us. We're going to break down the poses with some shapes. We're drawing full figures this week, so if you joined last week for the portraits, full figures this week. Then we're going to take a tea break, the most important bit, and we've got an artist spotlight this week. Yuji Sakuma, hope I pronounced that right. Yuji isn't going to come on for an interview, but he's very kindly given us some images and told us a little bit about his work. So I'm really excited to share that with you. He's a fantastic artist. I'll show you a little bit of his work here. Really expressive pencil marks, really loose, absolutely fantastic. And I hope we can use some of that energy this week in our drawings. Right, back to the schedule. We've got we're going to do a Croquis challenge. Croquis is I don't know if I'm saying that right either, but that's the French word for sketch, and that's one of Yuji's things. So we're gonna be doing the Croquis challenge, and then we're going to look at your work. So remember to send it in jakebustle.art @gmail.com, and share your pictures on Instagram. I'm at jakebustle.art, or use the hashtag #LockdownLifeDrawing. So brilliant! Thanks so much, guys. So glad you've joined me today. Also, we've got the schedule, but also we've got some talking points. Okay, as if you didn't hear enough of my voice normally on the stream. Talking points this week. So I wanted to look at building confidence. Okay, feeling good about our drawings and having fun. And I've got a few points here that I'd like to talk about, and I'll do it gradually throughout the stream. So, how to defeat perfectionism. Okay, I don't know if any of you struggle with that. The artist is not you. Now, that's quite interesting. Do you have to be talented? I get asked that a lot. Do I have to be talented to draw? Like, do I have to be talented to be an artist? We'll find out. And then challenge. Okay, so challenging you out of your comfort zone. So important. And then when vision exceeds execution. So that might sound a bit I don't know, a bit daunting, but actually it's really quite a positive thing to finish the stream off with. So really looking forward to that. Now, one thing, we've got the sub count, live subscriber count, 183 subscribers. So if you haven't already, hit a subscribe, chuck us a subscribe, and let's try and get 200 today. So share with your friends, any of your artist friends that would perhaps like to join in drawing, and let's try and hit 200. Brilliant, thanks. Hi everyone. Hello. Thanks, James. So before we start, I'm just going to get set up for the first pose. But I just wanted to ask you where you're from. So if you could say in the chat, where you're from. Last week we had some brilliant emails. I just want to do a few shout outs. We had Lisa Lotti from the Faroe Islands, which was fantastic. I learned about a new place. It's up beyond Scotland somewhere. It's really amazing. And yeah, I'd love to know. I know we have sketchers from all over the world, so if you could share with us where you're sketching from, not the room, but the country, that would be amazing. Suffolk, Los Angeles, Brit living in Germany, Milton Keynes. There's always someone from Milton Keynes. I love Milton Keynes. Brilliant. Boston, Leigh-on-Sea, Holbridge, North Essex. Brilliant. Fantastic. Keep them coming in. I love to find out where you're from. Okay, so let's get to some drawing. So we're going to start off with this pose. Really quite a fantastic pose. Hey everyone. And Southend-on-Sea we've got. Brilliant. I'll check in later. Now the first exercise is we're going to be doing contour drawing. Okay. Now, what do I mean by contour drawing? Okay, contour is the outer edge or just a line basically that's following form. If you imagine a map, okay, do you remember perhaps there's a hill and there's all these like lines going around the hill like this, and then here you've got, I don't know, a church or a campsite, but these lines here, they're contour lines. Okay, and that's what we're going to be looking at. This might be a little bit creepy. I'm trying not to be creepy, honestly, but I've got a little eye here on the image. Can you see my eye? And I just want to illustrate to you what's happening here. Okay, so as I'm going to be drawing, I'm going to choose a point. So I'm going to start at the hand of this lady, and I'm just going to follow the outer line, the outer edge, all the way around. Okay, and look at the subtleties of that line. Okay, it's going up, down again, round here. Okay, and you might want to wrap around the form. You might want to follow, but you can see how intently that eye was focused on that part of the drawing. Okay, so I'm going to show you really quickly as well. We're going to have 3 minutes for this pose, and I want to do what's called blind contour drawing. Okay, so we're going to be doing it not with our eyes closed, but only looking at the reference on the screen. So you're not going to be looking at the paper and your pen, just looking at the reference for the whole 3 minutes. So I'll get you started, and then we'll set the timer. So instead of, I'm thinking, okay, it's a blind drawing. All right, so there we go. There's an arm, there's a body. No, okay, I want you to really, really spend time and follow the contours of the model. Okay, can you see all of them lovely little bumps and little changes in the form? And that was going at that nice negative space of the body there. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 minutes. Really, we're going to really train our observation eye here, and activate that visual part of our brains. Okay, and we're going to follow around the model. But don't think that you have to do just an outline. You can wrap around. Okay, so maybe where that waistband is, or where you see some shadow, you can draw contours on the arm as well. Okay, so I'm going to get a new piece of paper. I'll just slide it to the side like that. I'll set the timer, 3 minutes, blind contour drawing. Here we go. Okay. So remember, not looking at your page. So this is going to be a real mess if you're not looking at your page. But that's exactly what we want. We want to make some mistakes early on. We want to get some rough sketches on our pages to start the day off. So try not to look down. It's really difficult for me because I've got the the webcam on the screen as well. But I promise you, I'm trying not to look. Okay, so I'm following very slowly all these nice little bumps and things. All these shadow changes, all these folds and okay, fingers. So we're just activating that visual part of our brain. Just give it a go. Really trying to focus. Oh, I'm sure that doesn't look good. Here we go. Nice pair of blue pants. So we're going to use this activated vision almost like a superpower. We're really observing, using 100% of our time observing. We're going to use that in the next drawing. So just keep going without looking. Right. Some shadow. Sort of a knee. I keep forgetting where I've drawn and where I haven't. It's all good. Sort of shadow in there. Okay, whoa! Look at that. Brilliant. Okay, there we go. So stop there. You can take a look at your drawing. Hopefully it looks something like that. Mess everywhere. Nice lines. Look at that. You know, really paying attention to the changes in the curves and everything. Fantastic. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted to go for. So well done. Give yourself a tap on the back. Let's change some paper and we'll go for round 2. Okay, here we go. So, pose number 2. Another nice pose. But what we're going to do this time is we're going to do contour drawing again, but I like to call it direct drawing, really, because you're just directly looking and almost tracing what you see. Okay, so there's no pre-planning, there's no circles for the head, halfway down is the pelvis, none of that. It's just straight direct drawing. Okay, so let's do the same thing with this model. But I'm going to allow you to look at the page this time, and I'm going to allow you to check where you are on the page. So hopefully you can like put it together more, okay, and use that observation power. So another 3 minutes, and let's see how we go. Remember, just give it a go. Give it a go. Here we go. Okay, so So I'm allowed to look at the paper now. Okay, it's still going to be a bit wonky. I've only got 3 minutes. Let's just follow what we see. And maybe if you can think about it not being, you're not actually drawing a person, you're just following what you see. That might even work as well. So there's loads of mistakes and things, but it's all good. That's what we're going for. We just want to activate that visual side of our brain. How is everyone doing? I hope you had a good week. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Hope you got that sketchbook out, drawing along. Sometimes if I'm, really struggling with a drawing, I'll just go back to this method, just this direct drawing. And normally, just the power of observation will help you figure out what it is you need. Another 30 seconds. Thank you, David. Okay. Just going in and putting a few little bits. All right, time's up. How did you get on? Okay, so hopefully now you've put all that lovely observation and subtleness and following them lines, and now into a more comprehensive sketch where things are in the right place. Okay, because I've let you look on the paper now and have a go without it being blind, but just a direct drawing. All right, well done. Okay, so we're gonna go on to a talking point really quick. I promise I'm not going to talk too much, but how to defeat perfectionism. Okay, so I'm not saying I have all the answers or anything, but I was thinking about this, and I definitely suffered with this a lot, in the past few years and growing up. So I thought let's talk about it, and also I've sorry, stuttering. I've come across a few great books. Okay, one of them, Art and Fear. Okay, thank you, Tim, for lending me that book. Fantastic. But let's have a look. Okay, so point 1. This is a direct quote from the book. To demand perfection is to deny your ordinary and universal humanity. Deep. Getting on with your work requires recognition that perfection itself is paradoxically a flawed concept. So, what do you think of that? I tried to put it in my own words below. Okay, humans are imperfect. You are imperfect. Everything you create is therefore imperfect and beautiful. So get over it. Start creating. Create unique, expressive, flawed, and human art. Okay, there's nothing worse than, having that fear of, oh, my last drawing was really good. I'm afraid to even get that sketchbook out, and I'm afraid to do another drawing. The rendering on that portrait was perfect. I'll never be able to do it again. Yes, you will. You've done it already. And there's more exciting, more human, more brilliant things about drawing than just like a final piece, like a final rendering. That's why we're going to do a lot of sketching today. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to really, really loosen up. And another thing, a little bit, not quite as deep, but I found sort of growing up, I would have sketchbooks. I'd have a mountain of sketchbooks. And I'd start it, I'd do a really nice drawing because it's a nice clean sketchbook. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Got it as a present or something. And one good drawing in it, and then I was afraid to touch the sketchbook because I didn't, it had to be continuity, had to be good, as good as the previous drawing. So what I did in the end is I just started ripping the pages out. I just started drawing on sheets of paper. So I think what I'm trying to say is, get to know yourself, and if that is stopping you from drawing, whatever it is, try and work around that, because your art is valuable, it's beautiful, and I want to see it, the world wants to see it. Okay, so yeah, let's move on. All right, so drawing with straight lines. Okay, I've got an apple on the screen. What's going on? Has he gone mad? No. We've got a quick 1 minute pose of an apple. Okay. That's cool. Nick starts at the middle of a sketchbook, picks random pages after that. That way you don't end up spoiling it with something disappointing on the opening pages. Brilliant. Oh, that's a good idea, Nick. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's look at the apple. So what do I mean by drawing with, we're drawing now with straight lines. Okay, so we're going to park the contour drawing for a second, and we're going to draw with straight lines. So what I mean is, I think naturally, if I was approaching this drawing, like drawing an apple or a fruit or something, I think, okay, it's round. So there you go, it's round. But actually, there's a lot of subtlety that I'm missing there. This is perhaps more like an orange. There's a lot of subtlety in the shape that I'm missing. Okay, and that's where we've got to fight our imagination. Okay, that kind of childhood thing of touch and feel. We know the apple's round, so we're going to draw it round. No, we really need to observe. So let's start with a center line. Okay, I'm going to do a center line. I'm just going to show you really quick. And already I can see that the apple is a bit asymmetric. You can see that this side, it's sort of getting curvier up the top and then it comes down straight. And this one's more even, perhaps. Okay, so even just by putting a line in the middle, we can see some of them differences. And now, this is what I'm going to attempt to do. Use straight lines all the way around the curved object and make sense of the curves. All right, so draw along with me. I'm going to give you a minute. Use straight lines. Okay, here we go. 1 minute. There we go. Right, so we've got a center line. Okay, so it's quite flat at the bottom. And then, and as little straight lines as possible. So you're really making it look quite blocky. What you're doing is you're locking in information. You can always curve these lines later on. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay. There we go. I hope you enjoyed drawing the apple. Now, so you've used straight lines, and now, okay, how do we apply this to a figure? So there's lots of subtle curves on a figure, and we can make sense of these angles with straight lines, and then come back and begin to soften the curves. Okay, so you could spend a little bit more time where all them straight lines meet, just rounding off a little bit, making a few corrections, and there you go. You've got a nice rounded apple, but it's got character, it's got shape. It doesn't just have this estimation of shape. Okay, so that's the thing we're going to be doing next. We're going to need a new page. We've got another 3-minute pose coming up. Here we go. Right, quite an intense pose. A lot going on there for 3 minutes. Okay, but let's jump into this. Okay, no fear. Remember, you've got a rule to stick to, just straight lines. So look at his back there, we can break that up into some straight lines. The head we can break up into a few lines. Okay, let's just go at this 3 minutes, see what we can do. Okay, start the timer now. So I can see a straight line there. Breaking it all down. It can be really, really useful to do these straight lines. So give yourself a challenge. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. We've got 86 viewers. I absolutely love it. It's great to have some of you drawing. Netflix will be there when we get back. Let's do this. This is great. Okay. I've got all these muscles. Really interesting to break them down into straight lines. We're halfway through. Okay. So we're going to break out that foot into straight lines. There we go. And this is training you to at real quick speed to just break something down into a simple shape. Really, really useful. Just kind of see the abstract and broken down shape. I'm missing that leg there. Last 30 seconds. Remember straight lines. Oh, nearly did a curve. There you go, I think I'm happy with that. Bottom of the nose, maybe. Okay, that's it. Well done, everyone. How did you get on? let's do another one of these. Okay. Just give you a chance to change some paper. Okay, so pose 2 of the straight lines exercise. Here we go. Another a yogi pose. Lots of curves, lots of interesting shapes. Let's do this. 3 minutes. Good luck. Right. You can see that back. It's very straight there. A question I get a lot as well is where do you start a drawing? You start with a head. What do you do? It changes, but generally, if there's a straight line that you can really see, like an angle that you can really see, like an arm, or like here I drew the back in straight away. I usually start with that because you know quite confidently that that's going to be more or less right, and then you can build everything else around that. Right, I'm going to try and speed up a bit. It's a bit like drawing stickman, isn't it? But lots of sticks, lots of different angles. Got another minute left. There you are. I bet you thought you couldn't draw a human with just straight lines like that. Well done. Well done, everyone. Nice. See, it's got a bit of accuracy in the angles of the curves and the angles of the shapes. And I think if I had just gone on and drawn the curved shapes initially, I would have lost some of that freshness, some of that sharpness. So this could well be the beginning of a longer drawing. You could start like this and you could build it up. How did you all get on? We're going to take a little breather. Going to get some more paper. And then I'm going to show you how to draw starting with shapes, so taking this one step further. Okay, so get some more paper. There we go. Okay, right. So just while you're sorting out some paper, Well done, everyone. I just wanted to talk about the next point. Okay, the artist is not you. Okay, now I'll be quick, but let's have a look at the points. So, when our art is criticised, we tend to take that criticism personally. Okay, it's not everyone, but sometimes we do tend to, and it can be useful to separate the artist from yourself. That way, whenever we receive an opinion, we can realise that it's not a reflection of our character as a person. So, it's not you as a brother, as a mother, as a dad, as a functioning, kind person in society. Someone doesn't like your artwork. That's something else. That's okay. But yeah, and actually, I got this tip from an actor friend of mine, and she was saying that whenever she goes on stage, she creates a character for herself. Not the character she's playing, but even herself. Okay, even the actor, because sure that someone could not like the performance, but that doesn't mean they don't like them as a person. All right, and I think this stopped me for a while posting online, sharing artwork, and maybe even creating artwork for a while as well. So wondering, what are people going to think? What are people going to think? I've put this work out there, and it's what if someone says it's rubbish? Are they going to think I'm a terrible person? No, it's completely not true. Okay, so something to think about there, and I want to follow this up with I want to follow this up with the stories we tell ourselves. And this was from a book, The Happiness Trap by Russ Harris. And I want to share a little experiment with you. So, the stories we tell ourselves are also important, all right? Have you ever read a good book that made you cry? Just like reading, when we listen to our thoughts, they confuse. We fuse with them. Sorry, we really feel them sometimes, and we really can connect with them. All right, and that can also impact on our emotional health. So I want to try an experiment with you. All right, if let's just say one of the problems you have is that you're saying you're a terrible artist. Want to be an artist when you grow up or in the future, and a terrible artist. You keep saying that to yourself. You keep believing that. It's going to have a real bad effect. And what's that based on? It's not reality. So let's give this a go. I want you to in a moment close your eyes, okay, and say in your mind, say to yourself that you're a terrible artist, okay, or something that you are having trouble with at the moment, perhaps a thought that keeps cropping up. So I'm going to say I'm a terrible artist. I'm going to say it 3 times really loud to myself. Okay, so close your eyes and do that now, and really connect with that, what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Now, how does that feel? Doesn't feel very good, does it? It doesn't feel good at all. And that's you fusing with that story that you're telling yourself. Okay, that's you really becoming affected by it. All right. Now let's try something else. Before the statement that you said, okay, before I'm a terrible artist, put I'm having the thought that I'm a terrible artist. Okay, so now close your eyes again and try this. So I'm having the thought that I'm a terrible artist. Whatever the thought was, put I'm having the thought that in front of it, and say that to yourself 3 times. Okay. Now, did you notice anything? Were you a little bit further away from fusing? Was it a little bit easier, a little bit lighter? Hopefully it was. So this is a little trick that you can use, and you can go one step further, and you can say, I notice I'm having the fault that, okay? Because these faults that you have, you know, these doubts or anything, it's not true. It's just in your head. And if you can observe them and keep them, you know, not under control, but, you know, keep them as an observed fault, then we're less likely to fuse with it and to become really affected by it and to believe that. When it's, you know, who's to say? It's subjective, right? It distances yourself from it, exactly. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah. So, just wanted to share that with you. Let's get back to the drawing, shall we? Right. Boom. Here's a nice pose. 10 minutes. Oh, and we're doing shapes. Okay, so shapes. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Hannah, I really recommend, if you like that, I really recommend this book. Russ Harris, I'll put it in the description. But it's full of lots of little tips like that. Really, 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 really good stuff. Okay, so shapes. What am I talking about? We're going to start this pose with a shape. Jake, explain. Right. Here we go. I've got a little overlay, as you know I have with most. There we go. That's our shape for today, for this pose. So can you see that I've encapsulated it in everything within this shape? I don't know what that shape's called. Maybe our maths teacher, Naomi, can tell us. Okay, but how much simpler is it to just draw that shape and then draw the whole body, right? And then we can put, within that, we can put the figure. Can you see? Within that, we can then make sense of it. So that's what we're going to do. I've got you 10 minutes. You're going to start with that overall shape. Okay, and so I'm going to let you start your drawing. I'm going to leave the overlay on. Try and get that shape as accurate as possible in terms of the proportions and the ratios, okay? And then I'll take the shape off and we'll continue the drawing. Okay? Okay, here we go. So, 10 minutes. Starting with the shape. Some sort of pentagon. Thanks, Rod. Yep, pentagon will do. Brilliant. Okay, so that angle there. It's important that we get these angles right. I might have gone a bit too much of an angle. I might go a little bit taller than that. A little bit. There we go. Something like that. Now, there you go. Okay, something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, as you know, but something like that. I think I've got my shape ready. So I'm going to take away the shape overlay now, and we're going to continue the drawing. Oh, I'll go this way. There you go. So we've still got it up the top there for us to see. Brilliant. Okay, now we've got the shape. Okay, think about yourself as a sculptor. This is a block of clay, or no, sorry, block of marble, and you're going to chip away at this now. Okay, so let's think. These feet. What can we chip away? I know that goes up from there. Okay, the arm. Let's just use some straight lines to try and make sense of this pose now. So hopefully that shape has given you sort of something to work from. Just initially. At some of that negative space. Look at that triangle that's been made between the feet there. Feet. Okay. Right. And now I've got somewhat of a sketch. I'm going to switch now to that observation and direct drawing method. I'm going to do more of a normal sketch. Now I've got this underneath there to help me. All right, let's give that a go. Trying not to get bogged down too much in detail, move around the figure as much as possible. So I need to lift his arm up. I've not done his arm quite high enough. And I know that because I'm doing a horizontal line. Or maybe his head needs to come down. Looking at what lines up there. You know what? It's okay. If your drawing doesn't come together, you're trying a new method, you're trying something out, you're exercising that visual part of your brain, and we're having some fun. Zoning out from whatever, from Trump. So we've got a few minutes left. Don't know if you can hear the bird song outside, but last week I had the window shut and almost died because we've got studio lamps in here, and learnt that lesson. Got the windows open this week. I've sort of made him wider, I think, and shorter than he is. I'd be really interested to put up the shape at the end and see where we went wrong. It's all good. Hey, dude with some shades. I should be on commission. That book sounds great. Thank you, David. Well, no, I'm just... I think I've bought that book about 10 times and given it to people. I'm glad you've got it. Hope it can help. Okay. Another 30 seconds. I'm just going to look at your comments. Brilliant. Okay. Last few bits. We're going to do one more pose before the break. Well done. Okay, let's put the shape back over and see how we did. So yeah, I think my shape was a bit too wide. How about you? How did you get on? It's definitely helped me make sense of the figure, but I just need to make sure I'm getting that the width of the shape, I think, correct at the beginning. And look, that foot came out of the shape there. I must be careful with that. Might put a few little landmarks in before we take away the shape next time. Okay, new bit of paper. Let's have another go. Another go. New pose. Everybody's drawing. That's it. So another 10-minute one. Lots of flowing lines here and things that we can use the straight line method for. Okay, so let's have a look at the shape. What shape do you think it would be before I put it up? Can you see a clear shape there? Okay, here we go. So I went for a sort of rectangle that's been modified at the end. All right, so it's like an odd rectangle. So let's have a go at putting that shape on. Yeah, let's have a go. Okay, so this angle. Let's get that on. And now, really important, it's not quite a right angle here, it's a little bit less than that. Okay, and this is, I think, parallel. And this intersects around there. You see, I don't know if you can put your pencil to the screen and see where this line intersects, perhaps here. Okay, then we're going flat, we're going along. So let's do a bit of measuring. So this point and this point, are they equal on the screen? Let's have a look. No, so this one at the bottom is a little bit shorter than the one up here, so we can check that with our pencils like this, and just bring this one in a little bit shorter, perhaps. And then another almost straight line going up. I think I've got it. I think I'm happy. It's a little, is it a little bit wide? Maybe slim it a little bit like that. I'll give you 10 minutes. I'm going to leave the shape up just for a little bit, and then we're going to have a go without the shape. Okay. So let's put some landmarks in. We've got this here, we've got the shoulders. Shoulders there. Just getting a few bits of the negative space and a few of them straight lines in to start us off. This is shoulders quite high up. Okay, I'm going to take away the shape now, and we're going to carry on. Only 9 minutes left. Yeah, we only had 10 minutes for this drawing, unfortunately. We're live, Said. Welcome to the stream. Grab your sketchbook. We're going to take a tea break after this pose, and we'll be back with some more. Right, where were we? Let's make sense of it. Working quickly. Let's just block in. So remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're training your eye, and we're having some fun. It's a good analogy on perfectionism as well, which is the pottery teacher. I don't know if you've heard this, but pottery teacher is starting a new class, and he decides to do a little experiment. So he splits the class in two. One side of the class, they're told to make, I think, yeah, that's it. They've got 24 hours to make the best pot that they possibly can. And one side of the class are told to make as many as they can in that time. And the other side of the class are told they can only make one. So they have to really, really think about what it is they're doing, you know, the technique and everything, and really work out, because they've only got one shot at making it, right? And what happens is the people that the class that were doing loads and loads of pots, they've had loads of practice, loads of, you know, feedback, and they've been working with the materials, and they over time they've started to understand how the material works, and they've made some fantastic pots even with just 24 hours. And they hardly knew anything at the beginning, you know. Now the other group, their one came out like a lump of mud. You know, it didn't even look like a pot, because they theorized about it and they stressed over it for so long. But when they actually came to do it, the feel of the clay and everything and the materials, you know, they lost the pot. So it just goes to show that practice, you know, makes perfect. And yeah, I'd rather do 10 bad drawings than one delicate, protected, nicely shaded drawing, you know, that I haven't actually learnt from. So yeah. So I think let's take this a little bit further. We've still got 3 minutes. A little bit proportions again, a little bit funny, but it's all good. Alright, what do I want to do? Let's try and put some tone into it. No, I'm not going to colour this one in. We can and get rid of some of them shape lines that we started with. Okay, last few marks. Brilliant, well done everyone. Well done. Hope you enjoyed. Hope that you've managed to, break down a really, really difficult, awkward pose there, really difficult to draw the whole figure in that amount of time. And I hope that the shape has just helped you organise that on your page and perhaps increase a little bit of the proportions in your drawing, hopefully. We're going to take a little break. So, I've got a cup of tea coming in. Hold on a sec. Thank you. Great mug. Thank you. Some homemade cake. Brilliant, thanks. Cool. So we're gonna take a break in a second. I just wanted to, before we take a break, talk about this really quick. So if you want to put the kettle on, feel free. I'm just gonna talk about whether or not you have to be talented. All right. So people, it's a question that gets asked a lot. You might have joined a drawing class, and the person sitting next to you, it just starts off a lot better than you have, and you think, this isn't fair. Why they've had a leg up. They've got something that I don't have. But actually, you don't know their story, how long they've been drawing, or anything. And I would argue that you don't need talent, okay? Definitely not. If anything, it's a hindrance, okay? What you need is passion, all right? So let's do this. I'll explain. What's the difference between a working artist and someone who used to paint? Anyone? Any ideas? Any ideas? No? I know there's a delay on the stream. Okay. Fruit. Passion fruit. No. Okay. The artist didn't quit. Alright? Might seem oversimplistic, but really, there's two people there with a hobby, a joy of painting, of drawing, but one's had the passion to keep going through the tough times, okay, through the self-doubt, through everything, through that perfectionism, and they've understood themselves. So really, it's all about the passion, What else have I got here? Brilliant quote by Stephen de Stebler. I'm not sure how to pronounce, but artists don't get down to work until the pain of working is exceeded by the pain of not working. All right? Now, I don't know about you, but have you ever had this sense of, I'm so frustrated, I just need to draw. I need to draw before I do anything else. That is brilliant. That is that passion, okay? And if you're not creating, if you're not drawing and expressing yourself like that, then, it's like, why are we here? And that is the passion that I guess you're going to need. That's what I would say on talent. So it's not about talent, it's about drive and not giving up. Okay. Let's take a tea break. 5-minute tea break, and we'll be back. We'll be talking about Yuji's fantastic work. Okay, enjoy your tea. Tuesday night, work is done, can't go out, loo roll's gone, kettle's on, put your kettle on, pencil's out, news is off, got take out, spend all night with good friends, best friends, life drawing till the end, the bitter end. Get your sketchbooks out, everybody's drawing, that's what it's about. Quarantine is boring, get your sketchbooks out, lock down life drawing. Ooh. Get your sketchbooks out, everybody's drawing,
That's what it's about.
It's what it's about.
Quarantine is boring.
Quite boring.
Get your sketchbooks out.
I got my sketchbook out.
Lockdown live drawing.
Oh,
There you go.
there we go. I was muted.
Probably hear you now. That's fun.
Hey, I'm back. Cool, thank you. I was muted. Welcome back. Hope you had a nice little break and a cup of tea. Ryan's trying to call me to tell me I was muted. Thanks, man. What was I going to say? That's it. Please remember to send your sketches in. Okay, I'll put the thing up on the screen again. It's jakebustle.art@gmail.com. Okay, and jakebustle.art@gmail.com, and yeah, please send in your work and sign your name on the image as well, so we know that who's done it, and hopefully we'll get to have a look at it at the end. That'd be really nice. So, sorry. Okay, artist spotlight. We're going to look at Yuji's. So here we are. We're on the artist spotlight. We're going to look at Yuji Sakuma's work, and then I've got a challenge for you after that. Oh, there we go. We've got a challenge for you after that. So don't go anywhere. All right. Yuji. Here he is. So lovely, lovely sketches. Absolutely fantastic, energetic work. All right. This is Yuji. A little bit about him. He's an award-winning fine artist specializing in figure drawing. Born in Japan and now living and working in Taipei, Taiwan. Yuji is a member of many societies. He's an active, art in the community. And I don't know if you know these groups, but he runs the group Life Drawing Showcase and the group Life Drawing Lovers on Facebook. So if you search for them, you'll see a lot of Yuji's work in there and a lot of other fantastic work. They're like curated groups for life drawing, so really fantastic stuff. He's got a few little quotes that he's given us. A few little quotes. So keep concentration within limited short duration of the model making pose. Now what he means here is he's working quickly, so the poses are only 2 to 5 minutes sometimes, and all he's doing is just keeping concentration. Okay, so there's nothing else, just focus on the drawing and keep your eyes for observation power. So it's that superpower that we were looking at earlier. And I know it might sound a little bit simplistic, but I think he's got something there. Sometimes we can think and worry about so much, and really it's just that observation power that we want to focus on. So let's have a look at its work. Just going to go through a few of its drawings here. So really direct, really nice, and sort of directional hatching as well, directional shading. Got some energy and got some sort of movement in the pose. Now, apparently we're 5 people away from 200 subscribers, so subscribe! Thank you, Ryan. Here we go. I particularly like this one. Just that little bit of use of line hatching there. Fantastic. And the fingers have been drawn with that direct contour drawing style. Really, really nice. A little bit of showing the folds in fabric with just some really quick, direct pencil marks. And another one showing some really lovely, look how loose that is. Look how amazing that is as a drawing. It's just, you want to look at it because it's got so much going on there. It's another nice one. And he draws your attention to certain areas. Okay, so the face perhaps might have a little bit more detail than other areas. The legs here are sort of going off the end of the page. That's fine. He's drawing your attention to different areas. So really nicely done. Another great one. Look at the directional strokes there on the chair, going downwards. That's showing gravity, pulling the figure down. Really, really nice. Same again on the hair. Nice effect there. He's using the side of the pencil. Here's another quick one. And he's just managed to capture it, hasn't he? Lots of great work being sent in. Thank you so much. And I think that's one of the last ones we're going to show. As I said, go and check him out. Really fantastic work. Yuji Sakuma. Yep.
You got 200 subscribers.
Well, hey!
You did it.
We did it. Oh, that hasn't updated. Oh, yeah. See if that'll update. No. Apparently, that was meant to be live. Well, thank you so much. We got 200. Woo!
Sorry for the rude interruption, Jake. Carry on.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I'm sure you'll agree. Really lovely work. Really energetic and just full of life and sort of. The other thing, I think you can see that he's enjoyed the drawing. Right? You can see the joy in the drawing, and I'm hoping now that we can really put some of this energy in and start to enjoy the drawing. And I want to, just before we go, just have a look at this little clip sent through showing his process. So a large bit of paper, really quickly, standing up, using his whole arm. Do you remember we talked in week 1 about swimming? Okay, and using the whole arm. It's only a short little clip there. But remember we talked about that swimming technique and using the whole arm. Okay, really enjoying and really feeling the pencil on the paper. Now, one last thing that you just shared with us. These are his pencils. Okay, he cuts them short. So you might have thrown your pencils away when they get this short, but he actually cuts them that size so that his hand isn't obstructed by the pencil. Okay, it's going to allow for more free movement. And he uses the side of the pencil much like a pastel or a piece of charcoal. All right. So I don't know if you've got any smaller pencils or perhaps a bit of charcoal. I've got a few here, and I'm going to have a go with these. All right, for this next challenge. So if you've got anything smaller, where you can get your whole arm really moving around these small pencils, or perhaps a small bit of charcoal. We'll need that for the next bit. So thanks again, Yuji, for letting us use your work and having a look into your process. Let's move on. Okay, so challenge, the comfort zone. It's all coming together now. All right. So I got a quote from James Gurney, or actually. This book was written by 2 people. It could have been Kincaid as well, but James Gurney is the artist that I know. It's so important to challenge yourself, okay? And this is a great quote. An artist is happiest when he or she is completely immersed in a new challenge, and when that experience leads to rapid improvements into competence. We all like to improve. It feels great. And how do we do that? We throw ourselves in to these new challenges. All right? Stretch yourself beyond your limitations. The old masters, looking back, the old masters, they used sketching to really connect with life. Okay, so they didn't have photos, they didn't have cameras to set up a composition. If they wanted to study something, they would sketch it over and over again and that builds up a visual library, that builds up this problem solving in their brain, and that's it. They're taking risks. They're teaching themselves about these subjects that they're drawing, and that's so much more connected with life than if you were just to do one final piece based on a photo. If you did studies and sketches as the old masters did, you're going to get to know that subject. It's going to come to life on the page, and it's going to really have some energy about it, have some life to it. So you cannot do enough sketching. Another point on challenge: get yourself some deadlines, join competitions, groups, classes, and drawing communities. I know it's difficult right now, and I hope that this stream comes as a little bit of respite to the lockdown. But I really implore you to is that the word? I don't know. I really implore you to get out there in your community and go and make friends, drawing friends, and have people that you can meet up with and be accountable for. Can be accountable. I don't know how to say it, but that's going to inspire you to keep going. And remember, the thing is that we don't want to quit, right? We want to keep that passion. And last thing before we start drawing again. Let's challenge ourselves now. All right, let's do it. So, challenge 1. This is the Croquis challenge. Hello. Right, Croquis. So as I said, the French word for sketch. Let's get some small pencils or some charcoal, and let's really go at this quickly. Now, I'm going to give you a 2-minute pose, a 4-minute pose, a 6-minute pose, and then an 8-minute pose. And we're going to try our best to draw with that expressiveness and that looseness that Yuji did in his work. Okay, so get your short little pencil. I'm going to start the timer. And remember, we saw him having so much fun. So let's have some fun as well. Let's just let loose. Let's do this. 2 minutes. Good luck, everyone. Oh, gotta get used to using this small pencil. Try and use your whole arm, not just your wrist, not just your fingers, your whole arm. And let's get some energy into these sketches. Don't worry about being too accurate. Not being accurate, sorry. Let's just get some humanity and get some energy going. Few bits of tone, some hatching. If you want to suggest the facial features, just a few little marks. That's all you're going to need. Okay, a few seconds left. Okay. There we go. Well done, everyone. Okay, another sheet. A second pose of the Croquis sketch challenge. Using a small pencil or a small bit of charcoal. Pose 2. 4 minutes for this one. So a little bit more time we can be a little bit more, do a bit more observation. really interesting shape for the what is this, a tutu? Is that what it's called? Let's get our mathematician in here to tell us what it's called. Maybe we can get a little bit of flow with that somehow. So remember, just focusing, as we did at the beginning of the session, focusing on observation. Really trying to make sense of the shapes and contour lines. We don't have time to draw things properly. Let's just put in a suggestion and carry on. Got a minute left. Let's just remember to quickly block in some tone. Can't wait to have a look at your sketches. I really can't. This is going to be fun. Hope you're enjoying today. I think I'm going to stop.
How many poses have we got before the gallery? Just I'm putting them together, and I just wasn't sure how quick I need to be.
We've got 2 more.
2 more. Okay, great. Thanks, man.
Yeah, about 15 minutes.
Looks great.
Thanks. Okay, 10 more seconds. Well done, everyone. Okay, let's change our paper. We've got 2 more poses left. Next one's a 6 minute, and then we're going to have 8 minutes. I'm going to try some toned paper. I'm going to swap to charcoal. Feel free to use whichever medium you like. Let's have a look at the next pose. Thank you for joining me on this challenge, Croquis challenge. 6 minutes. Quite a nice sort of. We've not had a pose quite like this before, with the arms all wrapped around. Lots of toes and fingers to draw. Let's see how we get on. 6 minutes. Just give it a go. Have some fun. Yeah, Ted, I absolutely love Yuji's work. He's a real inspiration. Okay, where were we? I'm starting with the arms crossing. I feel a little bit lost in the drawing at the moment, but I'm sure that it will come together if I just keep at it, keep it focusing the observation and being true to the reference. Okay, so try not to imagine, just be true to what you can see. Really difficult to get these toes coming towards you. Just see what you can do. I'm going to put in a few tonal areas. Back to the drawing. So I can see I made this a little bit wide, this arm. Drawing is, constantly correcting. That's essentially what you're doing. You start with one line that's wrong and you correct from there. Made these toes too big. See if we can get in suggestion of the face. I went too large with the arms and also with the fingers and toes. That's okay. I know that for the next drawing. Okay, so we've got a minute and 20 seconds left. So have you put in a little bit of that directional hatching perhaps? Okay, so I'm actually looking a little bit funny, but you know what, there's something there. I'm happy with the energy of it. Maybe the head has lost some sort of structure. Maybe I need to focus my observation more, as Yuji says. I hope you enjoy. Forever losing the rubber. There we go. Okay, that's it. Time's up. Last few marks, guys. Guys and girls. How did you get on? Have you got any of that directional energy? Okay, she looks moody. It's a real challenge to draw this quickly, but you know what? It was fun, and I've got some sort of spirit of her at least. So, next drawing, 8 minutes. Another very difficult one. Well done for having a go at this challenge. This is going to be our last drawing today. It's an 8-minute sketch, again inspired by Yuji's work. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, use whatever medium you fancy. I think I might go back to some pencil on this. Okay, here we go. So remember guys, just have some fun with this. Don't fret. It's a new challenge. You know, there might be just 1 or 2 lines or one area of your drawing that you like, and that's okay. You know, just we're going beyond our limitations here, so that we sort of like, well, it's practice, isn't it? Keep reminding myself to go slow down and go back to really paying attention to what I can see. But keeping that energy. You hate drawing toes and fingers. Yep. Doesn't everyone? Just going to take a step back. Just a few minutes in, if you haven't already sent a sketch, please do. We'll be taking a look at your work in a second. Or if you want to send it later and we'll show it on next week's stream. So please let us know how you got on. I think I'm sort of losing this, overworking it a bit perhaps, but still having fun. It's a challenge to get them fingers with just a few strokes of the pencil. Okay, another 30 seconds. It's quite strange using the small pencils. Quite strange. I'll have to experiment with it and see if it suits my drawing. Okay, well done everyone. That's the time. That's the end of our Croquis challenge. Thank you so much for joining me. Now we're going to look at the viewer gallery. So give me a moment and I'll be able to load up some of your drawings. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, well done, and thank you so much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please hit like on the video. It helps with our algorithms and all of that. I think we're at 209 subscribers, which is amazing. So thank you so much. We were really hoping for 200, and we smashed it. So thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, viewer gallery. Let's have a go at loading this up. So give me a moment. Here we go. This is my favourite part. Seeing all your work. Here we go. Brilliant. I don't think I'm muted. Am I muted? No. Hello? No. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. Ah, right. Love this. Okay, so this was this earlier on. Yeah, this was the yoga, one of the yoga poses, and wow, really captured the shape there. Look at that sort of kidney, sort of C shape of the body, and I love it. You know, you've been really economical with your lines, even a little bit of shade on the top and the hair. Really nicely done. Really well done. Oh, that's great. Rod, well done. Getting out the charcoal. I love this. This is, well, it's great. It's got that sketchiness. It's got that. Well, actually, you've been really again economical with the line, and on the right side where there's shadow, you've used more charcoal on the line, and on the left less. You know, so that play of line weight I really like in this image. You know, it's got a bit of life to it, hasn't it? It's got that kind of the dance. Really well done. Really well done, Rod. Oh, look at this. Oh, I can't quite get the name. Medina, is it? I'm looking in the chat. Let me know. Oh, wow. That is... Wow. That's beautiful. I would have that on my wall. That's fantastic. I love your use of sort of like these you know, these oval shapes to suggest the muscles, because that's really giving it some form, and it's really sort of I don't know, it looks almost extra. I don't know. I wanted to say extra, but that's a bit, you can't say that really, can you? I wanted to say, yeah, there's something sci-fi about it. You know, it's. I really love it. It's got emotion. You've got flowing lines. I'm really happy that you've joined, all of you. I'm really happy that you've joined, and sketched along, and that you've created a lovely piece of work. So well done. Let's have a look. Ah, look at this. Is that Mel? I think that's Mel. Ah, this is wonderful. Ah, okay, so this is really nice. This is, you've got overlapping shapes here. You've got this, I don't know, I can't remember. Was this the first image? Yeah, I think this was the first one where we were doing blind contour drawing. And you've done really well to keep things in place. And yeah, I can just tell you've really observed. Even that foot, I love that foot. Even though, you know, it's not particularly perhaps right, but you look at it and yeah, there's the heel, and then yeah, the feet do have these like wrinkly bits, don't they? That where the toes are curled up. You can see sort of like the artist in the dancer, or you can see the pose there. I love on the knees where the lines are overlapping and suggesting, you know, that there's something more there. And you've used lines to show the difference between dark and light. And I really, really do love that. Yeah, really well done. What have we got here? Mary. Oh, this is lovely. So this is flowing. Look at that. That's wonderful. I can see you've enjoyed this. That's what I wanted to, we set out to do. I can see you've enjoyed this, and you know, your lines are flowing with the pose, aren't they? And yeah, I love it. Well done, Mary. Really nice. I love, what is that called when people are hanging from the ceiling on these curtain type things? You can see that really sort of contorting, or you know, pulling on the body, and you know, you can sense the weight there. Really lovely. Well done, Mary. Ah, Louise, fabulous. Look at the depth to this. That the guy there, he's jumping off the page. It looks so 3D. Really lovely. Really lovely. Your apple has got dimension. You know, it's got shape and character, and the pose on the right, it's just really nicely done. Really, really nicely done with the straight lines there. You know, they're jumping off the page. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well done, Louise. Rosie, look at this. Brilliant. Rosie, your drawings, they always bring something extra. I've said it again. No, they always bring something else to the page, and almost as if you can see something that we don't. And you've done it again. This is absolutely wonderful. I love the different colours, the shapes. This was the first exercise where we're doing the blind drawing, and yeah, it's a wonderful image. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm so happy that these pictures have been created. Well done. Oh, look at this bit of watercolors or inks or something. This is great. Oh, lovely. Fantastic. I don't know who's done this one, no name on this one, but really nice. It's almost, you've captured that sunny day on the beach, and with nice accurate drawing. Really, really nice. Yeah, good idea adding that splash of colour, and keep up the drawing. This is fantastic. That's really good. Really nice. Oh, we've got another sort of. Oh, this is the direct drawing one again, and at the beginning, and yeah, I love it. It's got that kind of like that Picasso art, the thing that we don't see, the thing that us mere mortals don't see. It's got that kind of that jaggedness about it, and that lovely simple shapes. Really, 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 really love this. Well done for your observation and keeping to the challenge. I know some of you were looking down on the paper. I did myself because I could see it on the screen. But well done. Really, really love this. It's that pen. I love it. So much energy, June. You're right. Love it. Yeah, like flames or sort of like energy coming from these figures. Love it. Oh, who's this? Candy? Is that Candy? Oh, wow. Let's just take that in a little bit. Really nice. The flow there that you've got from the legs, from the torso, going left, right, that kind of zigzagging flow, like waves. It's wonderful. Really makes you feel as though you were in the audience seeing this dance, like a lone dancer on the stage, just dancing her heart out. It's wonderful. Really nice. There's so much energy in these drawings, so much happiness. So minimal, absolutely fabulous. This is brilliant. I think this is the best week yet. I'm absolutely in love with these drawings. Amber. Oh, this is your blind drawing. Love it. Look at the. Okay. I couldn't see it for a moment, and then I searched around the image and look up the top there, the head poking out of this like these waves. You've got this lovely, refined and defined line, and look at that line there for the breast and the rib cage, the way they intersect. That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful, and you follow that all the way through, and you end it with the foot. Just a touch of the foot. So it's an image. It's like a novel there, or like a puzzle. You go into it, and then you're finding the image. And wow, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Swishy amazingness. Definitely, Hannah. I'm glad you enjoyed this week. Absolutely love these drawings. This has absolutely made my week. Thank you, guys. And now we're back to the start. That was the first one that we looked at. So, wow. Awesome work. I loved it. Tap on the back, everyone that's joined in tonight. Really, really, really loved it. Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope that you've enjoyed this evening. It's given you a time away from everything, you know, and you've dusted off your sketchbook and you've got some work done. I hope that we've inspired you somewhat this evening. Just wanted to finish it on the last point. We were looking at when vision exceeds execution. Okay, and really, I don't know what to say, because this is all about being frustrated with a drawing, yeah. But the work we've seen tonight is absolutely lovely, and you know, you shouldn't be frustrated. You should revel in that and enjoy that. But what I wanted to say is, if you are frustrated, it's okay. Okay, so let's have a look. When you're frustrated, sometimes, you know, that can be good. That's the good stuff. All right, and I'll tell you why. Because your vision for a piece sometimes is greater than you're able to execute it. Okay, and you think, well, you know, I could see it. I knew what it was going to be, what I wanted to put down on the page. You know, maybe some of you felt like this evening, but you couldn't quite do it. But that's fantastic. That means that you can see the mistakes. You can see where you want to go. You know, you might have seen an artist, Yuji or someone on the stream, or anyone on Instagram, and you want to draw like them. Well, I first of all, draw like you draw. You know, find your voice. But really, you know, it can be a few little tips. It can be good to write down your observations on the page, or you know, post-it note if you don't want to ruin your drawing for next time you come to draw. Okay, and keep them goals in mind, right? Or even maybe not just criticisms of your work, but something you loved about your work, right? Something this week you thought, oh, I've got energy in that. I've let it flow on the page. I felt like that was a human response, and that was beautiful. Maybe put that down and just remind yourself for next week. Okay, and then that brings us into what we call purposeful practice, when we're not just drawing to get the hours in. We want them 10,000 hours. No, you're just drawing. You have to be practicing with a purpose. And so just having that little note of where you left off on your last drawing session can help bring you back round. You know, if you're drawing every week at a class, where were you last week? And just remind yourself to work on that. And yeah, bear in mind that as you get better at drawing, your vision will also improve. So you'll always feel kind of frustrated in a way. You know, you'll always feel like, oh, it wasn't quite what I wanted. You know, but let me tell you, your work is beautiful, and it has its own magic, right? Its uniqueness, and it's, you know, exactly what we set out to do. It's fallibility and it's everything. So celebrate that. Okay, when you have that frustrated feeling, just remember that that's you just getting better, you know, and that will follow you throughout your career. So well done, everyone. I'm just gonna have a little look at the chat now and have a little chat, and I just want to wish you a really good week, if possible, during these times. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for subscribing, for liking the video, and sending your work in. We'll make sure that we show all of your work next week, so do tune in next Tuesday. We're going to be looking at form and playing around with form and using our imagination a little bit next week, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there. So yeah, thanks guys, thank you so much. Thanks Luke, sorry, I read your second name. Charmaine, thank you for joining. Yeah, they did some incredible work tonight. I'm It was beautiful. Ashley, thank you so much. The best drawings you've done in a while. Brilliant. Of course I believe in you. Of course. I can't wait to check the emails and see all your drawings now. It's going to be brilliant. Thanks, Rod. Thanks, Rod. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, everyone. Really enjoyed it. I'll see you at the same time next week. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Good night. Keep that energy. There we go. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Tuesday night, work is done, can't go out, loo roll's gone, kettle's on, put your kettle on, pencil's out, news is off, got take out, spend all night with good friends, best friends, life drawing till the end. Get your sketchbooks out, everybody's drawing, that's what it's about. Quarantine is boring, get your sketchbooks out, lock down life drawing. Ooh! Ow. Get your sketchbooks out, everybody's drawing, that's what it's about.
It's what it's about.
Quarantine is boring.
Quite boring.
Get your sketchbooks out.
I got my sketchbook out.
Lock down life drawing.